what's going on, family? Listen, we've had a lot of amazing guests on the show, and perhaps you may have never, ever listened to those episodes. So we wanted to present a new segment called SONW Classic, where we go back, we revisit those iconic conversations, and give those full episodes back to you. Sit back and enjoy this week's SONW Classic. Listen, fam, I appreciate you for spending the time and leaving the review. I'm gonna put that right back up on the screen, because if you've gained anything from this show, right? If you've ever had that moment where you listen to an episode, perhaps it was a solo episode, perhaps it was a guest. We don't ask for money, fam. Only thing we ask is that you scroll to the bottom of your screen right now. If you're listening to this in audio format, scroll to the bottom of your screen, click that 5-star rating, and leave your review. It's helped us do tremendous things. Also, if you're listening to this right now and watching us on YouTube, smash that like button. You've seen the topic, you've seen the title, and I really want to share with you guys something that I've been holding back for a very long time, and telling you I have finally quit that 6-figure. I finally quit that corporate job, and I have went full-time podcasting, right? Here's the thing. It may be a shocker for some of you. You see me move throughout multiple states. You see me with Ed Milet, Grant Cardone. You see me with so many different people, right? The crazy thing about it, fam, I was still working while doing this. So I wanted to give, my strategy now that I am removed and fully all the way in. I want to give you guys the strategy of what I did and how I was able to quit my job and become full-time with podcasting. So an important step that we did last year is that we took the business and turned it into an LLC. That's right. Turned it into an LLC. And you're probably wondering, okay, if I have a business, Shawn, and I turn it into an LLC, can I immediately just say, you know what? I'm making enough money. I can quit my job. And here's what I would tell you. Hesitate, but make sure you do enough research, right? So for me, I found out that when your business is LLC, is legitimate, you have to have 2 years of tax. You have 2 years, fam, 2 years of tax records in order to utilize that new income to get you some large purchases. And I'm talking about the house, right? The house was one thing I had to make sure I took care of. And perhaps you listen to this right now and you're you know what, fam, I got to get the crib, right? You got to legitimize that business for at least 2 years to do that. So whatever number that is for you, I hear a lot of entrepreneurs and people who are taking the leap. You have to figure out, what is that number for you to survive, fam? What is that number for you to survive, right? And if you're getting that number to survive and you're getting it at a substantial amount and a consistent amount, that's everything you need, right? You understand your budget. You understand your medical expenses. You understand, how many times you eat out a week. You understand, right? And at some point, you're going to have to take control of your life. And if you've been listening to our podcast, you've been listening to our show, you have something in you, whether it's momentum, whether it's power, whether it's intuition, whether it's focus, whether it's drive. You have something in you that wants more. You wouldn't be sticking with us this long, right? And you deserve the best of the best. So my challenge to you right now, if you're listening to this, is to be inspired, to be motivated, right? To really figure out what is it that you can do and do it. You got to do it. You got to do it. That's the only way you're going to truly have success, because you'll have little sparks where you're like, okay, that was nice. That was cool. But imagine if you were all in. Listen, fam, I hope this episode has inspired you. I hope it has, you've seen the journey. You guys started with me and started listening to this podcast. I remember starting this podcast in June 2018 in my living room. And when we stayed in a townhome, you could hear echoes, you could hear pin drops, right? And now to see where we're headed, it's just crazy. But it takes time. It takes focus. It takes, you being committed to your craft. And most importantly, being able to say you can do it. Yo, what you think? I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I want to know what you learned. So if you wouldn't mind, would you take a screenshot of you listening to the podcast on your phone right now? Upload to your Instagram stories, tag me at Shawn Anthony _, and then let me know in that Instagram story what is one thing that you learned. I love hearing from you, my listeners, thought leaders, former or current students all around the world. Let me know, and while you're doing this, go inside the podcast app, subscribe, leave a 5-star review and a 5-star rating. Again, this helps us reach more people. And if you want to be a part of this mission, helping us change the world one person at a time, it makes a massive difference by you leaving a review. Thanks so much. I'll see you next week. And remember, dream it, believe it, go out and get it.